we were partying super hard the night before in Costa Rica. We had a show in Panama the next day. We're late for the airport. We, almost missing the plane, and we just like rushing. This is Costa Rica, so like the buildings are old, like the like the elevators are old. And we're like, let's just do one trip. So we put the whole band, like 6 people and guitars in the elevator, and the door closes, and we got trapped in the elevator for like 4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
We missed our plane.
Hey guys, welcome to the Untapped Potential Podcast. Today on the show, we're interviewing chef and restaurant owner Jose Garzon.
Jose is a former musician who was born in Ecuador and traveled the world for 12 years before finding his passion in the kitchen.
In this episode, we talk about Jose's journey from converting his pop-up concept into a fully fledged restaurant, his experiences with kitchen nightmares, and his other careers as an actor and a model. How you doing, Jose?
Great, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming through.
Thanks for coming through, Jose.
What'd you make for breakfast today?
I did not make anything. I worked till 2 a.m. last night. So I woke up at like 9, took a shower, and came here. And I got this delicious coffee from
nice.
the little coffee shop stand out here.
Yeah, I'm always
Nice.
curious what chefs make for breakfast.
You know
man.
what? I'm a pretty boring breakfast dude. I eat
Really?
eggs and toast every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
pretty
I
normal.
eat like a chef then. We're good.
Yeah, a couple
chef quality meals over
yeah,
there.
a couple toast and a couple fried eggs, or like
Nice.
sometimes some plantains and eggs or
Yeah.
sandwich. I don't know. I'm
There you
pretty
go.
boring when it comes. Like I cook all day. I cook 60 hours a week. So when it
Damn,
comes
man.
to treating myself, I either go out to eat, or I just like cook something lame.
So, like, at what point in the day, like, do you just go into work then if you're cooking that much?
I go to work usually like early afternoon because I'm there. We open at 5, so
Yeah.
usually
yeah.
in the restaurant business, usually ahead, like 1 or 2 days ahead. Like you're prepping Sunday, you're prepping for Wednesday or Tuesday.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah. But I'm working 24/7. Like I'm always emails, caterings, marketing stuff. I run the Instagram myself. I run
Oh, wow.
all the booking and all the everything. So yeah, it's a Garzon is a 2-person operation.
Dang. And that's it. No
That's
other
it.
outside help.
That's it. No, we don't even have any more cooks. We don't have any marketing. We don't have any. There's no managers. There's
What?
nothing.
Wait, so when you say 2-person operation, you're
me.
doing the business and the actual running of the kitchen with just 2 people?
Yeah, I cook
Wow.
when you come to Garzon, every single food you eat has been prepared by me and plated by me.
Damn.
Wow.
Still, which is pretty cool if you think about it.
Yeah.
So we're like the definition of a chef-driven restaurant.
Damn, man.
Man,
So
that's awesome.
let's talk a little bit about the restaurant then now that we're on this topic. So Garzon is an
Mhm.
Ecuadorian inspired restaurant, correct?
I wouldn't call it Ecuador. I am Ecuadorian born and raised.
Okay.
We do make some Ecuadorian dishes, but it's not an Ecuadorian restaurant.
Okay.
The let's call it a gimmick. The gimmick of the restaurant is Latinx street food. So, I was a musician for a long time, travel all over the world eating food, and this is like a compilation of all the food that I ate in Latin America. You find one of my favorite places in the world, Buenos Aires, Argentina. You find a milanesa in my menu. I lived in Puerto Rico for a while. You find rice, beans, and meats.
Wow.
I love Colombia. I went to Colombia a bunch of times, and you find a lot of like Colombian street hot dogs and maicito and things like that. So it's like it's more like a combination of all that of my experiences more than like Ecuadorian or Colombian, which is it's
Right.
actually pretty hard to explain to people what it is. Like we can call it Pan American, but
Yeah.
it's not really Pan Latin.
Sure.
It's just more like my experiences. It's my story about this food more than like what's the word? This word I hate. It's authentic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Authentic Ecuadorian,
right.
Because what is
Right.
authenticity, right? Like I'm sure my experience in Guayaquil, Ecuador, was one, and my neighbors was a different one because they have a different family from different places. So
Right.
it's just my experience of this food that
Yeah.
I'm bringing to the area.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Let's
cool,
talk
man.
about those experiences though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you were born in Ecuador, right?
Born in
Raised?
Guayaquil, Ecuador. Yeah. Born
What
and
was
raised.
that like? Let's talk about kind of your early years.
Slow, man. It's
Yeah.
you know, it was really, really cool to, grow up in the coast, lots of seafood, lots of vegetarian stuff. Grew up eating pretty healthy actually, and 3 meals a day, kind of stuff. Went to school there my whole life.
Yeah.
Graduated high school in Ecuador. I'd never been. Well, I went to culinary school in the United States, but I graduated high school in South America, and just really cool, slow life, man.
Yeah.
I mean, slow meaning like in America, it's just like wake up, go to work,
Right.
do
Right.
this. What are you doing? You're
It's a
30.
grind.
Do something for your life. And everything is like, it's not. People don't look you down because you're 32 and you're still living with your parents,
Right.
trying to your side gig on the side while things work. It's like it's a completely different mentality when it comes
Right.
to life there. So
Probably more of like a family oriented culture,
way
right?
more family oriented.
Sit down meals with your family.
Sit down meals every day.
Yeah.
And it was just super cool. I still go. My whole family lives in Florida now,
Right.
in South Florida. So I
Awesome.
go there at least once a year and see him, and get that experience. Still, all my sisters and my brother and everybody, they all live in like a 5-mile radius. Like they all have
Oh,
houses
wow.
around each other.
That's nice.
I'm the only one that lives 3,000 miles away, and it's been like that since the beginning. Like I was 18 when I left Ecuador, and they all stayed in Ecuador. And then they all
wow.
came here, and then I left Florida.
Man, y'all were just dodging
It's
each
not like
other.
I'm like trying to push away from them, but that's just how I've been my whole life. I
Yeah.
started touring as a musician when I was 16 years old.
Oh,
So I've always
okay.
been traveling, and
Yeah.
I always been doing my own thing, and I love them to death. But that's just how it's been.
Yeah.
Was music your first opportunity just to leave Ecuador? Were you looking to do that?
No, I wasn't. And a lot of people think it is like, oh, you were trying to do something to leave it. No, I never did. It was just it was just what I love to do, and it just became a career. I got signed by a major label when I was 17.
Wow.
And I ended up moving to Puerto Rico, play music, and then 9 months after they signed us, they dropped us. So I was in
Damn.
Puerto Rico.
Oh wow.
What am I doing? Then a friend was like, oh, Pennsylvania. And then I moved to Pennsylvania. And then I ended up in Miami through another friend, playing music here. And then I ended up in Washington through a band that I was playing with that I played for 5-6 years from Bremerton.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So
Oh,
that's
that's
how I ended
cool.
up here. And then when it was time for me to like not be on the road 9 months out of the year, what do I want to do? And I knew I love food, so I went to culinary school, and then I started this business 3 years ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've been traveling everywhere, man.
Yeah, I pretty much stopped traveling maybe in 2016, 15.
Yeah.
Before that, I was always on the road.
Right.
Always. That's just how I grew up. That's
Damn.
the life I knew.
What are some of your favorite spots that you visited during your
My
travels?
favorite places in the world, like I said, Buenos Aires is one of my favorite places in the world. Like the European influence in Argentina is super
Yeah.
dope. It's pretty much like Italy, like being in Buenos Aires.
Wow.
I love Hawaii. I love going there. Obviously Ecuador has a
Right.
place in my heart. In the United States, my favorite city probably Chicago.
Oh, interesting.
Nice.
Amazing food scene, really cool music scene. Atlanta, Georgia, super dope.
Right.
I was just there when I did that Food Network situation last year.
Oh, is that where they filmed out of?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And super dope food scene, super dope music scene, art scene. Yeah,
That's
about
awesome.
it. Yeah.
That's cool,
Yeah.
man. So I want to go back real quick and
Mhm.
just to cover the artist journey because I find that
Mhm.
really
Yeah.
interesting because I grew up playing instruments too.
Cool.
What instrument do you play and what band was it? Were you a solo artist or were you part of a group?
Yeah, all of that. Yes.
Okay.
So
I know I asked a
yeah.
lot.
So the only instrument I actually learned how to play and I went to school for and everything was the piano.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I play piano. It was my main instrument. Growing up in the 90s as a teenager, like punk rock and like,
Right.
rock and grunge was a
Right.
big influence. So I had to be cool and I started playing drums. I was a pretty good drummer, but then I realized the drummer doesn't have a lot of saying in the band. You just kind of hit things and they tell you what to do. So I became a guitarist and I started writing songs.
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
guitar and bass. And then as a solo artist, I became a singer and And I started like, that's when I started as a solo artist. I started like dealing more with the business side of music,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I quit music.
Wow.
Because the
Yeah.
business side of music sucks. Like the business side of everything that's passion project sucks, really.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, so guitar, bass, piano, drums, and singer ish.
Damn,
Yeah.
man.
Do you have any crazy stories of the times like when you were touring around?
So many, dude.
What's one that stands to mind when I said that?
I was just talking to a friend that I toured for a few years, and we were partying super hard the night before in Costa Rica. We had a show in Panama the next day. We're late for the airport. We,
Yeah.
almost missing the plane, and we just like rushing. This is Costa Rica, so like the buildings are old, like like the elevators are old. And we're like, let's just do one trip. So we put the whole band, like 6 people and guitars in the elevator, and the door closes, and we got trapped in the elevator for like 4 hours.
Oh my
We missed our
gosh.
plane. We missed the show. It's just like we just remembering that the other day. It's just like so crazy that we were just at like 4 in the morning in a Costa Rican elevator for like 4 hours. We missed the show.
Wow.
Packed to the brim
Yeah,
too.
yeah, because we were just like, we gotta go. Okay, some people take because it's big groups when
Right.
you tour, right? So there's some people take stay like band. Everybody in the band goes in, in the elevator, close the door, and just go. Like the bus is ready to go.
Holy
Trapped.
cow.
Yeah, dude.
Were
was
y'all
bad.
scared?
Yeah.
No,
No?
just kind of
Killing
drunk from the
time.
night before.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
nobody
passed out.
cares. Yeah, it's one
Yeah.
of those things. We were young. Yeah, nobody cares.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
man.
Yeah.
My claustrophobia would kick in like hard.
yeah. When you're with so
bro.
many people that it's dark. Yeah.
Oh, it was dark in
Yeah.
there too?
Yeah, it got dark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
All right. Yeah,
So,
no, that's
there's
crazy.
a lot of crazy stuff happened in Brazil. I was left in Brazil for 2 days. We didn't realize that when we finished the tour in Brazil, but you usually when you do South America, Brazil is
Right.
the last country you do because it's so big. You do so many dates.
Mm.
Mm.
So in Brazil, we finished the tour and we go to the airport, and then we realized that everybody's date on the tickets was Wednesday and mine was Friday.
Oof.
Oh.
And this was in like late, I don't know, like 09 or 2010s, like early
Right.
2010s. So like there was no like a lot of there was iPhones, but there was no like the fastness now that you can just call somebody or like WhatsApp someone from another country.
Oh, you had to like
So,
go
like,
to the ticket
yeah,
counter. And...
Yeah, so like we had to call our manager. No, we can go to the counter, but we don't deal when you're in a band. You don't deal with tickets. Like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
someone and they just send you an
Right.
itinerary with numbers, and you just go with your ticket and get on the plane.
Oh.
So there was no way for us to get and talk to the manager or the person that was doing the tickets. Like agencies at that time were doing your
Right.
tickets and stuff. And I stayed in Brazil for 2 days in Sao Paulo by myself, kind of just
Wow.
walking around. I got a really crappy hotel. Great time though.
There you go.
I ate so
I was
much
gonna say.
food. Yeah, I met some people that were staying at my hotel. We ended up partying at the beach.
Nice.
There was no internet anywhere, so I had to go to like they have like these like little cafe,
Oh,
like internet
right.
cafes where you
Right.
pay $1 for an hour of internet in this really old computers, and every hour they give you a beer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Oh, there you go.
the dollar includes the computer and a beer.
That's how they keep you there.
I know. And then you're just like kind of drinking, and then you're on the internet, and you see
Yeah.
some weird stuff. Yeah, it's
Pop up
it's cool.
ads and all that.
Yeah, like it's just super old. But yeah, we can do a whole podcast on like tour stories.
Yeah,
music, dude. Like it just so
Yeah.
much happened when you're doing that kind of stuff.
Right. I could
Yeah,
imagine.
Yeah.
For real.
So let's talk about how you got introduced into the food world.
Mhm.
Was this something that kind of was inspired in you when you were young, still in Ecuador, or is
Yeah.
this something that came during your tours
100
and music?
100%. My first memories of food come from my family.
Yeah.
I was raised in the coast of Ecuador. My mom worked for the government and for a government agency, I guess, like not the actual government, but she works in imports and exports and stuff.
Mm.
And single mom, it was
Yeah.
6 of us, so she worked long hours. So Lola, which is the lady that raised me, little tiny 4'9" African lady, super
Yeah.
strong, like she raised all of us.
Wow.
Wow.
She cooked for us. She like took care of the house. She like did everything. And I was the youngest, so I grew up
Yeah.
in a kitchen. So my first memories of food come from her. And just kind of eating all over Ecuador, and just like Ecuador is super cool because there's like 4 regions. You have like the jungle, you have the coast, you have the mountains, like So you get
Yeah.
a little bit, like, the food is so diverse and so cool because there's so much ingredients. Like, you literally drive 4 hours and you find a whole different cuisine,
Wow.
you know? So, like, literally, like, being in a different country, you know?
Wow.
So it's cool because I didn't realize this until like maybe 10 years ago. Oh, how cool this food that I grew up eating is so dope. And like the
Yeah.
African influence and the Chinese influence and like all this really cool things that are involved with it. But I was just a kid eating it. So you don't really realize it when you're in it. But now I look back and I've been really getting into like researching more into like my own cultural cuisine.
Right.
So that's where it comes from, dude. I just love food. And also touring all over the world, you get to try so many foods.
Right.
And like we had this like little thing where you're in a different country every day,
Right.
and you kind of forget about where you're at or places, and you kind of just like, oh, remember where we had that one sandwich? Or like, oh, remember that one place that we went to? It was all food. So like I don't remember a lot of the places, but I do
Right.
remember the food I ate. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
living in Florida, there's not a lot of Mexican food. Like it's really crappy Mexican food in
Right.
Florida. In this coast it's way better than there. So I actually hated Mexican food until I was like in my early 30s. Until I went to Mexico and we stopped in the middle of we were going to, I don't even remember, a place.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Right.
I don't remember the place, but we stopped in the middle to like get gas, and there was like a little taqueria on the side. This little old lady making tortillas by hand, and like I had
Ooh,
my
yeah.
first handmade tortilla. It was a purple tortilla, purple corn, and I was just like, "This is not like Taco Bell at all. Like,
Right.
this is way different. Like this is cool. Like I
Right.
thought that Mexican food was that crap that I've been eating all these years,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and Mexican food in Ecuador is worse.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the worst. So it's
Yeah.
just like having the real deal, getting to experience, pizza in Buenos Aires, or
Yeah.
milanesas in Buenos Aires, or tacos in Mexico, or like eating from like food carts in Medellin, Colombia. That all that stuff
Right.
really made me love food. But I never saw it as a career, right? I was just
Right.
like, I'm a musician. This is what I do. I love food.
Yeah.
But when it came to like, I didn't want to travel as much. I wanted to stay home. I got married, and I was just like, we were, thinking about starting a family. I can't be on the road 9 months out of the year, 8 months out of the year, and have a family. So, um, I've been really lucky that my whole life I've done what I love. So, like
Right.
my immediate thought process was like, what do I love as much as I love music, food? So I started doing
Yeah.
research in food. I studied, culinary schools in the area. I ended up going to do culinary school locally and graduating in 2016. And then I started Garzon in 2019.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
wow,
What
man.
culinary school did you go to?
Edmonds Community College.
Edmonds Community
It's
College.
like really close from here.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
That's
just
awesome.
literally down the
Yeah.
street.
Great program there. I mean, I
Yeah.
did a lot of research. I was going to go for all the fancy ones and go to Seattle and all this stuff. But
Right.
I find that they have the most real, like most like hands-on program, and I loved it. I still go there once every other month and like kind of see the teachers and
Right.
stuff.
Do you ever like do like assistant professor or like do a class?
I did that.
over there?
I
you
did that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did that after I graduated. I worked for them for the catering department and kind of like making menus and things like that. And then I also did like the assistant teacher thing. And last time I was there, they want me to come in and do like a menu for all the
Yeah.
students and like a dinner like thing. And it
That's
should
cool.
happen
Yeah.
in the fall.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
dope.
So,
So-
for someone who's passionate about food and is
Mm.
thinking about going to culinary school, what exactly do you learn in culinary school?
If you ask anyone in the industry that's been in the industry for a long time,
Yeah.
they're gonna tell you don't go to culinary school because it's a waste of money, and it can be.
Right.
And this is why I didn't spend $60,000 going to culinary school, because I knew that doesn't guarantee you anything. Doesn't guarantee you a lot of people think like you go to school to be a lawyer and you're a lawyer when you graduate, but
Right.
you spend $80,000 going to culinary school and you're not a chef when you graduate. So
60, 80,000? That's crazy.
CIA is way more than that.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
The Culinary Institute
Wow.
of America is like 150,000. Yeah. So, I wanted the basics, I knew food. And this is like a whole different subject, but a chef is 50% technique, 50% palate. You know, so I
Gotcha.
had the palate. I've been tasting food my whole life. Like amazing food. I was really lucky to be around amazing food,
Right.
but I didn't have the technique. So I wanted to learn that. So I wasn't really interested
Right.
in the piece of paper. I still don't have the piece of paper. I actually never pay the money to get the title or whatever you call that, the diploma. Or whatever.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
I never got it. I don't care. I just wanted to learn the technique.
Right.
And then I actually didn't even want to cook when I went to culinary school. I wanted to do food marketing, which I do now through Garzon, and that's what I
Right.
do. You've seen our Instagram and stuff, photography and like food marketing. And then my mentor at the time said, "Do you want to cook?" And I was just like, kind of like, he's like, "You have to cook because then no one's gonna take you serious. You're just gonna be the kid that graduated culinary school, and now you're right about food." So
Right.
he's like, "If you really want to cook, don't cook right away. Go wash dishes for a year." And if you still want to cook after you wash dishes for a year, then cook. And I did that. And after I washed dishes for a year, I was even more interested in food because I saw all the food and I saw
Right.
like the brigade and the kitchen and like the vibe there. And I fell in love with it. So I went straight to, I worked fine dining for like 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so my background is like French, American fine dining, but now, which I hate.
Yeah.
Which I love the ingredients and the technique, but I hate the people and the fakeness of it.
Right.
Sorry. But that's why I cook street food because I think it's real.
Yeah. Was
Yeah.
it just one restaurant that you worked at? Or
I worked at a bunch of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I stash for people. Really good friends of mine now that I actually work events with
Yeah.
and stuff. But yeah, I did a lot of that kind of work. Yeah.
Any like kitchen nightmares from those experiences?
So many. Not from those experiences. Actually, I had I was very lucky to work with really good people and learn from really good people. But I work at places that were nightmares. Yeah,
Like rats all over the floor? Or?
yeah.
Oh, really?
Like places
Oh,
that
that's wild.
I worked for a lady in like Stevens that she's not there anymore. But she hired me as her sous chef. And
Yeah.
she never run a restaurant. She never worked at a restaurant. She just had the dream that she always wanted to have a restaurant and she had money. And she hired me as her sous chef. And what she was doing was like she was buying like food from Costco.
Right.
And she was like you know how you buy like the charcuterie plates that come in like a little
Yep.
pretty much adult Lunchables.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. She would buy those and then put them on a plate and then sell them for $80.
Holy cow.
Like she would get chicken from Costco and she's like, "Oh, it's frozen," and she will leave it out all night. Like all night out in like a sink.
Oh my god.
And then I'll get she gave me a key of the restaurant. I get there the next day. "Where's their chicken?" He's, "Oh, it was frozen, so I left it there so you can cook it today." So, just like
So not even following
Wow.
basic food safety procedures.
Nothing, dude. Like I don't know
That's
how
wild.
I quit that day. I was just like,
Wow.
I want no part of this.
And this was after you went to culinary school?
Yeah.
And you're like, man,
Yeah.
if this person is
Yeah.
a chef, quote
Yeah.
unquote,
Yeah.
and owns a business, like I can do that too.
Yeah. I mean, I always knew
Right.
I could do it. I just like, in the beginning, I just needed like to put it in like terms that everybody can understand. You need the street cred
Right.
Right.
for anything you're doing. You need it, so I put this like 3 to 5 year mark in my career that I was like, I have to work for people. And the best way to do anything is to follow someone that's doing what you want to do for
Right.
free.
Mhm.
Right.
Like literally, I can't stress that enough. Like if you want to be a musician that plays in a punk band, reach out to a punk band that's playing music on tour and be like, "I'll come and clean your bus every day and make you breakfast, but let me go." And then you be able to see everything that's happening. That's how you learn. That's
Right.
better than college any day.
Damn.
Hands-on experience, right?
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I just went into restaurants and I was just like, "I need a stash for you because you're doing what I want to do." And I was really lucky that everybody said yes. The industry was way different back then. Even
Mhm.
10 years ago, 8 years ago, it was way different back then. So the industry has changed a lot for the better.
Mhm.
And now that I'm in a position where I can do that for people, I do it a lot. Like people's just like, I get DMs all the time. "How do I start a
Yeah.
pop-up? Are you doing this? Like, do you need a cook? I want to come cook for you." And I let him kind of come and stash and kind of show him the way.
That's
know?
awesome.
Yeah.
So you're paying it forward to kind of taking people under your
Right.
wing
And,
as well.
and you know, a lot of people, you stop growing because you think you know everything, and now you
Right.
own a business and you're the businessman. You know, like
Right.
you can always learn from people that's because especially the younger ones. Like
Mhm.
they're doing and they're in it. Like, you know, I'm 40 years old. I'm not in it anymore. You know,
Right.
I can control it and I can do things, but these kids are in it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So by working with them, you know, by letting them come and stash for me, they show me things that I don't know, like how things are happening. Like we were just
Right.
talking before cameras were on about ghost kitchens and stuff,
Oh yeah.
or like things like that. That you know, I come from the background of like, you know, kitchen is a kitchen and you sell food, you know, but all these new things, you got to stay on top of it,
Yeah.
because if not, you stay behind.
Let's
Right.
touch on that because that was a
Yeah.
brand new concept
Yeah.
for me. Like I was telling you, I
Yeah.
watched like a little Vice documentary
Yeah,
online
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. What is a ghost kitchen?
So, let me tell you about what we're doing. So, Garzón Latinx Street Food is the restaurant we have now in Belltown. We do all foods from Latin America. You know, it's a little bit of my story, and you can also see like the plating is very like Pacific Northwest, like fine dining style, like real plates and stuff. It's not just like here's a plate of fries. You know, it's just like
Yeah.
it's
Right.
well thought, like well put together. Now, we had a food cart called EKÉKO, drinking snacks. So what we do is we do, you know, drinking snacks, like food that
Yeah.
you want to eat when you're drinking, French fries, hot dogs, like, you know,
Right.
corn, like street corn and things like that. Now that we have the kitchen, being a team of two people, we can't do it anymore. We can't do the cart anymore. So we retire the cart. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn that into a ghost kitchen. A ghost kitchen is a restaurant that lives in the cloud.
Huh.
So we have a website, we have Instagram, and we sell everything online. And the only way you can get it is through delivery apps, Uber Eats, Postmates. So it's a whole concept,
Right.
Right.
you know. So I think next end of May is when we're gonna start doing like Uber Eats and Postmates. You're gonna be able to, it's like if you're in the Belltown area, you're gonna be able to order a EKÉKO drinking snacks food, you know, like our food, and deliver it to your house.
Right.
The
Oh,
cool
that's
thing
cool.
about that is that we found now places in Portland, Oregon, in Chicago, and in Georgia that they take your concept and build you a cloud there.
Mhm.
So let's say
Oh, wow.
in July, we can just be like, yo, we're in Georgia this month, all month, order it to Postmates in this area. So now they can try your food. So you start expanding without even leaving your state.
Yo, that's mind
I
blowing.
know.
Wow, man.
Also, I just saw a documentary or something on Vice,
Yeah.
I think it was too, of a Peruvian kitchen. There's 26 kitchens in a building. So now,
26
yeah.
kitchens.
So and it's all through apps. There's no windows. You don't talk to anyone. All you do is like, oh, what's there to eat in Linwood, where we're at, right? And then it says EKÉKO. Oh, that looks cool. So it's all about marketing, right? The pictures have to
Right.
look good,
Huh.
you know. So, oh, I like that. And then you order it and they bring it to you, you know. And they all these kitchens run from one building.
Wow.
And they have like a whole system. You're if you're
Right.
the Uber person, you get there, you get a number. There's a screen where you like and they tell you go to this floor, and you go to this floor, and there's a window. Here's your food. Get out. You know, so
Yo,
it's
that's
the future,
crazy.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be like the benefit of a ghost kitchen? Because I
Yeah.
think of it and I think of like, well, you can also do that and then
Mhm.
seat people, right?
Right. Branding. Yeah.
Branding?
Okay. So it's not really about the experience. It's about your branding. Like a lot of chefs, like Dave Chang from Momofuku, he has another concept that's like chicken sandwiches called fuku, and he was doing it in Seattle for a little bit,
Oh.
and it went well. Actually, the reviews were really bad, but a lot of people got to see. That's the good side
Yeah.
and the bad side, right? There's it's not gonna, because you are not like a Garzon. You come in and I make every dish.
Right. They can't
I-
make
they-
your
yeah.
dishes, right?
They can, but it has to be a concept that's easy enough, you know, and like
Right.
really basic, and like you have to source sauces and source. And if you're smart and hands-on, I'm gonna go to Chicago and train people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there for a couple of weeks, checking everything out, making sure everything's good. Come back, go there, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But these chefs have like 20 of those around the country, so they can't do that.
Right.
You know, so when it gets out of hand like that, it's kind of
Yeah.
silly. But the concept is really cool because you can brand. I can have, you know, people can be eating my food in Chicago today.
Yeah.
That's
I have
so
another
crazy.
homie from New York. He owns Flip Siggy, which is a Filipino taqueria. and he started in New York, and he has 2 restaurants in New York where he is the chef. He goes, he works and everything. He also does a lot of TV, but he now opened in Chicago, and he's also open in Jersey City. So he's just like, and it's just like he just goes drinks people, and then and I think he's gonna probably start ghost kitchen soon. Like I think he already started. He's doing it in Miami right now with because there's now like food services. They're like there's one called Chef, like SHEF, and they like you can put 2 of your dishes on their menu for a month anywhere you want in the country. So like Atlanta, like my rice bowl, you can get it in Atlanta for the next 2 weeks, and then people go to their chef.com or whatever, and they order it, and they get delivered and everything.
That's so crazy.
Man.
I know. Is it almost like a franchise, like a modern day version of a franchise?
I think, but there's no overhead. You don't do anything.
That's the other thing
That's
too,
the
right?
beauty of it. And if it doesn't work, I'm sure that Dave Chang's Fuku is never coming back to Seattle.
Yeah.
The reviews were terrible, and like it didn't work. But he has, 50 other states to try it. And some of them is gonna work. It's business, right? You try it works, and it doesn't work, you go to the next one.
Yeah, that's a good way of testing new product.
Yeah, and also it can be your test kitchen, right? Like you're like things you have at your restaurant, you can have, McDonald's does this a lot. Like the McDonald's Japan has different items than India and then United States because they try different areas. You can do that. Like in Miami, I'm gonna have like ropa vieja bowls and plantains and stuff. But if I wanna, I wanna go to Canada, maybe I'll have my version of poutine with picadillo, which is what I do at the restaurant. We do like kind of like a poutine, like fries with like cheese and picadillo, Cuban picadillo beef and stuff. So like you start trying different things in different areas that work.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. That's awesome. So do you see that as like the future for your company at all?
I don't see it as the future of the company, but it's something I definitely want to tap in because I think it's really cool. And I think, I think the more people you can, the more people we can feed all over the world, the better, like the bigger the brand gets.
Right.
And Garzón was never meant to be one restaurant, one concept,
Right.
I always said that Garzón was just like, it could be a little window at T-Mobile Park, or it can be now we're Black Hat, which is a punk rock metal bar, serving rice bowls and noodle bowls. It can also be like we do course dinners. We do like 7-8 course dinners with drinks, and we team up. We're actually working. My business partner Stephanie's working on a supper club that we're gonna do once a month in collaboration with a bar from Pioneer Square, and we're gonna do once a month. You buy a ticket that includes like 5-6 drinks with 7-8 courses.
Mm-hmm.
And that one actually, that concept is going to be all Ecuadorian food. So
wow,
that's awesome.
That's going to be more like tapping to my like actual roots, so that's something we're working on, so.
Right.
Yeah. What are some of the dishes that are offered at your restaurant right now?
We change the menu every season. Right now we started with what I call a chifa menu. A chifa is a Chinese South American restaurant.
Oh wow.
So what we're doing right now is my Chino Latino interpretation of foods that I grew up eating. So we have carne asada fried rice.
Yeah, I saw that.
We have like carne guisada egg rolls.
Ooh.
We have like pork shoulder soba noodles. We have Milanesa sandwich. We have little paletas, which are like popsicles, which we usually put rum in it, but these are just like regular paletas that we put a little tahini in it. So yeah, it's like a combination of different things. The menu in the next 2 weeks is about to change to more of a Caribbean theme.
Ooh.
So we're gonna do like rice and
nice.
beans, like ropa vieja, picadillo bowls, and we got plantains on the menu again. Yuca chips, things like that, more Caribbean. So we the beauty of not being Ecuadorian or Colombian or whatever nationality is that Latinx means everything,
right,
and everywhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we can.
Yo, that's awesome.
Do you guys have a staple, kind of like your go-to food that everybody kind of comes through?
I mean, our menus usually feature a rice bowl, a sandwich, something grilled, and something fried. That's like that. Even when we did pop-ups, that was the staple. So we do have our heavy hitters. Like the carne asada fried rice became a huge.
That's the one. That sounds good.
Never,
I'm hungry right now, but man, I can go.
I never thought it would, but I was just like kind of like I had a bunch of rice left over.
Yeah.
And then I had a bunch of steak that I chopped up, and I was like, oh, this would be cool in a fried rice. And I just kind of call it, and it just like yeah, like the reviews are like people's going nuts for it. Instagram
Right.
loves it. Like it's great.
I love
That's
it.
awesome.
And then the staples, rice, beans, and meats and
Right.
simple stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I have it popped up on the Instagram here
cool.
if we want to go to the
Oh,
computer.
look at that pretty dish. Who made that?
Yeah. Yo, this is incredible. And this is something that you wouldn't expect from like traditional Latin type
Yeah,
food,
no.
right? So this was one of the noodle dishes.
Yeah,
do
that
you mind
is.
explaining what this one is exactly?
So that one is this pork shoulder soba noodle.
Ooh.
So there is a Peruvian dish
Yeah.
called lomo saltado, which is somebody say yes back there. So it's made on a wok, like a Chinese food,
Yeah.
and then any kind of meat you want, vegetables, and then soy garlic reduction, you call it, right?
Oh, okay.
And then usually it has French fries in it and rice.
Oh, yeah.
What I did is that no French fries, and I just throw soba noodles in it and made like a stir fry with soba noodles.
Yum.
And I'm an egg slut. I put eggs on everything.
Yeah.
So I had to put a fried egg in it. And that is a
That-
$3 Fred Meyer plate, believe it or not. It looks fine dining as hell, but it's a
It
$3
does.
plate.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah, dude. And it's
That's fire.
selling crazy. Yeah, that first picture is our menu right now. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can see the fried rice is the big one.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, and then we have the milanesa right here on the side, the sandwich. That's the noodles.
Oh, that's the noodles right
Yeah,
here. But
those
you
are-
said the milanesa
The
right
milanesa,
there.
yeah, those are pinchos right there, which are skewers. In the Caribbean they call them pinchos. In Ecuador and South America we call them chuzos.
Oh
Mm.
man.
You call and then you have the
The egg rolls.
egg rolls back there, and then one of the desserts I make, and that's bread pudding, a sweet
Yum.
plantain bread pudding, and then good friend of mine, Myra from Selva Central Goods, gives us Salvadorian quesadilla.
Oh,
Yum,
damn, that is
man.
delicious.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't open on Sundays, right?
No, Wednesday
Oh,
through
man.
Saturday.
Wednesday
Gonna
through
have to
Saturday. You're like,
stop
I
by
need a
for
couple
sure.
days
I'm just
off.
looking at this.
Yeah, it is.
So
Yeah,
good.
So we actually, this is from a photo shoot we just did that we're really excited about. After 3 years, we finally
Yeah.
can do a photo shoot. Most of the pictures, all of the pictures you see in my Instagram and everything, everywhere else is from my phone. We've been doing it from the phone, but we actually
Yeah.
hire a photographer. And if you are, I wanted to have like a kind of a different style because we're very colorful and very vibrant and stuff. So I wanted
Right.
to have more of a dark style. So we went with Dude. Shout out to Zach and Andrew Augusto, and they have a cool, like super flashy, like
Right.
Terry Richardson like style of like photography,
Mm.
and that's kind of the photo shoot. So it looks really like it kind of looks like a horror movie.
really?
Honestly, yeah. But it's gonna be super dope. I took that picture, but
You
that
did
is
this
from
one.
the photo shoot.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
see.
cool.
yeah. That's
Well,
just the
even this
thing.
this looks great.
That's just my iPhone from the top.
Yeah.
Actually, if you go to my Instagram, there's a video of me taking that picture.
All right. Well,
Yeah, that
flip it
second one
over.
right there.
Oh, the second one.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
yeah, that's me taking that picture.
Ah,
There you
okay.
go. I love the table cover too.
Yeah, we get those
That's
from
awesome.
Mexico. They take like 2 months to get here. But
Yeah.
but we order them and they're really expensive, but they're easy to clean and they look really good on pictures. So we try to make
Right.
everything very Instagrammable,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, you go there for the experience and you go there. I was just before we started talking,
Right.
I was saying like the first line that people say to us is like, "I've been following you for 2 years. I'm finally trying your food." And it's
Yeah.
just like the power of social media, like,
Right.
you know, so you have to
Yep.
give them that. You have
Mhm.
to give them the chance to make it Instagrammable. So that's what we're all about, the colors and the plates.
That's
And
cool.
that third picture right there is our actual window at the restaurant. Like, you know, we have a bunch of like Polaroids and stuff in there, and like the tablecloths, and like, you know, we work on the
Mm.
lighting a little bit because it was really dark in there.
That's
You know,
really
we just
sweet.
tried. That's the sign at the top.
Oh, that's
A
cool.
friend of mine made that order here sign by hand too. So
Yeah.
Wow.
you kind of you have to, you know, they've
Right.
been waiting for 2 years to have your food.
Right.
You give them the good food, but you also give them the experience. You
I
know?
was
That's
gonna
incredible.
say I've noticed a lot of places, not just restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
they're starting to make their locations Instagrammable,
yeah,
and it's like I like that idea with
Yeah.
the tablecloths because that's where the food's at. That's where they're taking the
it's
picture.
free marketing.
Yeah,
Like
that's
people
crazy.
really go there and they just take the pictures and post it on their social media, and then
Yeah.
their friends, you know, are gonna tap, and then they're gonna, you know, oh, like we get like the emails every time, like somebody bookmark your restaurant on Yelp, like
That's awesome.
hundreds a day, like just
Wow.
people like wanting to go. So like that's why I really take the time to to work on the marketing because
Yeah.
that's what sells. You know?
Exactly.
And going back to the subject, like that's what ghost kitchens are. Like literally, you have no contact with the person, so it's all the
Right.
pictures, how your Instagram looks, how how you present the brand.
Yeah.
That marketing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Real quick before we wrap up, I just wanted to
Mhm.
kind of touch on your I guess your short that you had on the
Yep.
Food Network.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Right.
dope.
What was that like? How did that come about?
It was weird.
Yeah.
I don't watch cooking shows at all. I have that's the show that was it's called Raid the Fridge.
Yeah.
It was actually called Fridge Raiders at first.
Oh,
Raiders.
okay. And then they
Yeah.
changed it.
They changed it. So I have family through my wife. I have family that work for Bravo.
Oh, somebody's ear
Bravo.
perked up back here.
She works. They work. They are producers on one of the Housewives, Atlanta, I think.
Right.
And they have the connections to so they've been pestering me about doing a cooking show.
Wow.
Love you
Well, I
guys.
mean, you must be doing something right.
Yeah, so like years, you should go. And I was like, no, I don't even know what's happening. So I don't even like that. So they send me this ad or whatever, say all you have to
Right.
do is like audition.
Mm.
And I actually liked the concept of this show because it was called Fridge Raiders back then. And what they do is you go into a room that has 4 fridges and you don't know what's in the fridge. There's only clues outside on the on the door, like pictures and like notes and things like that.
Right.
And you open the fridge and you have to cook a dish, whatever there's rounds. So this round is like sandwiches, and you have no bread. So you just like
Oh.
Yeah.
cook now, 30 minutes. So I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. So I was just like, I'm just going to do it. I don't want to hear about this anymore. I just send a video, say, hey, my name is Jose. I like to cook. Bye. And then literally like 3 hours later, it's like, hey, hi. Like, can we do an interview through Google Meet or whatever? And I did it. And I honestly didn't put any effort. I was just like, hi, whatever. Cool. And then like a week later, I think I still have the voicemail. And the guy's like, hey, I'm calling you from the Food Network. I want to see if you can fly to Atlanta next week. And I was just
Wow.
Damn, quick turnaround too.
now I have to do it. Crap. So I did it, but it was fun. It was, I got to go there, and I actually make really cool connections there
That's
while I
awesome.
was there with people I'm working this year on, like doing out of state pop-ups and things like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And it was really cool, but it was weird. It's not what you think at all.
Really?
Yeah, and another cool thing is now I'm getting all these offers to do like Chopped and like
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
and,
That's like the
there's-
next step.
yeah, right. Which I'm not gonna do. Yeah, I can.
So
say
you
it
don't
right.
like TV, it sounds like.
No, I like TV. I just don't like cooking shows.
Gotcha. Yeah.
There was another show that I auditioned for that I'm hoping to hear by fall. Is a HBO show that it was more focused on the chefs and like chef-driven
Yeah.
restaurants and pop-ups. I'm
cool.
really stoked for that one. I
That's
hope I get
awesome.
that one. But like cooking shows, there's like, cook something with nothing.
Right.
Go. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, bro.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't want to do
It's
that.
more drama, right? They kind of trying
and-
to create a
and-
storyline.
and literally they create a storyline.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
if you haven't watched the show, I'm gonna ruin it for you. I win the first round. I win it. I'm like, I'm going for it. I'm confident. The second round, I have the best dish in the freaking competition, and they made some BS about my shrimp being overcooked, which wasn't. My shrimp set for 2 hours. I was the last one on the line, and they they put all the cameras into one person and they film for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they go to the next one, 30, 45 minutes. I'm the last one. My shrimp was sitting in a plate for 2.5 hours.
And it's cold.
wow.
It's
Like,
cold.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, it's overcooked. You go home. And I'm like,
Yeah.
And do you find that out live, or is it kind of like they tell you
live.
before
Yeah,
what the
no,
story?
they tell you
Oh.
live. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's funny because I have one of the judges, who I'm friend with now. He like messaged me. He's like, bro, they definitely like
They did you
they
dirty.
did you wrong. Like that was so good. Like, and then we became
Right.
friends and stuff. But yeah,
That's cool.
so it's not what you think it is.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the Food Network it's a network. It's
Yeah.
just it's
Yeah.
TV. Like,
Entertainment.
yeah, it's entertainment. Yeah, it's
Did they make you refilm your reaction when you got
100% the 3, 2, 1, hands up. Like they make you do that like 6 times. Like
Wow.
they just go action. And you You know, like,
That's so
yeah,
Wow.
my dish was done for like 30 minutes. Like I'm literally sitting, like seeing
That's
everybody cook, and
crazy.
then they just put all the cameras and you just like pretend that you're doing something. So there's a lot of like the takes. It's on my story on that Food Network story, I think, that you can see me
That's
like
funny.
you can see me like everybody's just like, you know, they do like the pants, but like it's like super flashy. 3, 2, and I'm just like cleaning like a rim because I'm not even cooking anymore. I'm just like cleaning a rim and just like pushing the plate because I'm like, you know,
That's
like,
it. What am I
I've
supposed
been
to
done.
do?
I've been done. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was cool. It was a cool experience, and you know, it opened doors. The dish that I did on the first round that won actually when this show came out. I did like, oh, we're cooking the Food Network. I did a carne asada torta,
Ooh.
and they're like, we're cooking this dish, and we had like one of our biggest pop ups ever. Like a lot of people came.
Wow.
Like,
Oh,
oh, we show you
wow.
on the show, blah blah blah. So I know that it helps,
Right.
Mm.
but it's no,
Yeah.
at least not that kind of show. Maybe if it's something more like, you know, like more story related, or like they actually care about where you come from, or like more,
Right.
you know, but no, that 3, 2, 1 crab cook, no.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
a
want to do
little
that.
fake.
Look, chopped, never.
I feel that.
Never ever.
Yeah. It just doesn't feel authentic.
No,
right?
it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, no. It can go wrong really fast too.
Yeah.
Like I know really badass chefs that have gone to that and they've lost their careers in it.
Oh
Right.
wow, yeah,
Yeah,
they
because they look
basically
stu-
humiliate you.
Yeah, you forget to like how to clean shrimp or something, and you're like, oh my god! I mean, there's cameras everywhere, and then you look stupid on national TV.
Oh
Wow,
wow.
man.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think
Yeah,
about
so
it
it's
like
just
that.
like, you know, is it worth it? No. But for this show,
Yeah.
it wasn't like a big show, and it was just like fun. So I had a lot
That's
of fun,
cool.
Yeah,
and I won one of the rounds, which I'm really proud of.
there you
So,
go.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you won something.
Yeah.
Any
Awesome.
celebrity chefs that you met during that experience? Or?
Yeah, I mean the people that was you know, doing the judging and stuff, really cool people. Also the
Mm.
dude that was the what do you call it? Like the
The
host.
Yeah.
He was like the dude from Cobra Kai, one of the dudes from Cobra
Oh,
Kai,
really?
which I'm a huge fan of. Yeah, it was cool. It was just a cool experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not what I thought it would be. I
Right.
thought it would be about cooking, and it wasn't about cooking.
Man, you got
Yeah.
acting on your resume now, though.
Yeah.
so-
Right?
I was gonna say that. Now I have acting, and I'm 39 years old, and this is a good message for everybody. I'm 5'6", overweight, and a 39-year-old dude that became a published model by Doc Martens at 39.
Let's go.
Wow.
If I can do it, you can too. There's no
That's
hope.
awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, dude. Like the internet's great.
No.
Doc Martens found me through hashtags.
Wow, that
Wow.
actually works. See,
Yeah.
Max, I've been telling
Through
you. dude.
hashtags. I thought it was one of those like, want to become a celebrity? Like, click here. Like, literally, they sent me a
Right.
message saying, "Hey, like, we saw you're on this hashtag."
Oh, and I
And
think that's it.
Those
right
are
there,
my
right?
kids, actually. That's in Linwood. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
wow.
so
Oh
they
wait,
fa-
so they took pictures of your kids too.
So they found me through hashtags, and they say, "Hey, we're doing a photo shoot in Seattle. Like, if you wanna, like, you look cool, like, whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, cool, yeah." And then this was like a week later. I also have my kids on my Instagram, and through hashtags, they were like, "Oh, like they click on one of their pictures, and it was me." And I was like,
Wow,
"Oh
that's
shoot, like,
funny.
can you bring your kids too?" And I was like, "Sure." So we did. I think, the Father's Day, 2022, we did the photo shoot for that, and then they did their solo photo shoot, which is that one.
Oh, I
wow.
see.
And then I did for a 1460 vegan new boot that is coming out. I did a photo shoot for that that's coming out like fall, I think, too.
Any pictures on your Instagram? That
From Doc Martens, yes,
Yeah.
somewhere down.
in the archives?
No, right there. That's the one that's coming out for Father's Day
This
in the
one?
middle. Yeah, that's me and my son
Oh,
Jude.
wow.
Yeah,
Let's
that
zoom
was
in on
that was
that.
actually already on their website. I just took a
Oh,
screenshot.
That's
wow.
awesome.
And then
Your kids are adorable.
oh,
bro.
thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
What a cool memory, man.
Yeah,
Like,
and then I did another solo one that is somewhere in there too. I think it's a little more farther down. But yeah, that's yeah,
that's it again.
that's it again. But then above
Oh,
that
that's
one too.
cool.
Yeah, that's them right there.
Man, that's so cool.
Yeah, so hashtags work.
Man.
Don't worry when
Ha-
your auntie on your mouth tell you, why you put so many hashtags? Don't worry about it, mom. I'm trying to make a career out of this.
Yeah,
It works,
that's
man.
cool. Man, so you're a model, you're an actor, chef, business
All
owner.
of that, but none of that at the
Let's
same time. As you
go.
can tell.
Yeah. That's awesome. So how can people find your restaurant? How can people have a taste of your food?
GarzonPNW.com, Garzon PNW, you know,
Yeah.
you just Google Garzon and it'll come up.
Garzon
Yeah.
PNW. And as of right now, you guys have a permanent location in downtown
We
Seattle.
are doing a full-time recipe at Black Cat Bar in Belltown, Wednesday through Saturday. We're still planning on doing pop-ups once we get to hire some people. And
Awesome.
we're starting the supper club, the Ghost Kitchen with the EKÉKO drinking snacks.
Yeah.
And then we have a bunch of other projects too going on.
Man, well, I'm excited, man.
yeah.
We're both gonna go down and visit you.
Please
For
come.
sure. I would go today if it was open after seeing those pictures.
Seriously,
Yeah.
come in, and it's
Yeah.
a really cool vibe. Yeah, like if you're like just come to party, like there's a lot of drinking going on and a lot of
Yeah.
eating and a lot of loud music. So
Love
I think you
man.
love it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Well,
Well,
thanks for coming through. Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you so
Thanks
much.
for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
This has been fun.
And everyone, make sure to like and subscribe on the channel to see more videos coming out. We do it every Wednesday. And thank you for joining us on this episode with Jose, and catch us next time.
Peace.